This is the Boston Celtics newsfeed on CLNS. Today is Saturday, January 6, 2018. This is Corey Prescott reporting for CLNS, the leading online provider of audiovisual coverage for the Boston Celtics. Last night's 91-84 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves not only represented the Boston Celtics' current NBA best fifth straight win and tied for the best in the league with 18 wins at home, it was also a showcase of young players and the different paths they have taken. Amid stars in their prime like Timberwolves' Jimmy Butler and the Celtics' Kyrie Irving were 4 lottery picks, 2 on each side, who have taken different paths to their current statuses under the guys in control of their respective teams. It takes time, Karl-Anthony Towns, the number 1 pick in 2015, said following last night's game. Everyone has a different road. Me and Andrew were given a different road than Jayson and Jaylen, but hopefully we all meet at the end, being some of the best players. Towns was of course talking about Andrew Wiggins, who like Towns was selected number 1 overall the year prior. Towns displayed his impressive all-around skill set Friday night in Boston, a skill set that's truly unique given his 7-foot, 250-pound frame, collecting 25 points and 23 boards and flashing an inside-outside game that is close to unstoppable. There was even a late-game sequence where Towns curled around a baseline screen like a guard and splashed a 3. Wiggins, on the other hand, seems to have regressed this season with the addition of Butler, who now leads the T-Wolves in field goal attempts per game. The former number 1 overall pick out of Kansas owns career worst marks in true shooting percentage and PER, and while his notoriously poor defense has improved this season, some of that has to be attributed to the additions of Butler along with Taj Gibson. Conversely, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown are being groomed in a different manner, whereas Towns and Wiggins were given the green light to shoot and shoot more as soon as they arrived in the league. Tatum and Brown have been pushed along at a dictated pace from head coach Brad Stevens. Most of that can be credited to Stevens, yet much of the young duo's success can be linked to the overall success of the team. Brown attempted 5.4 shots per game during his rookie campaign for a Celtics team with Eastern Conference Finals aspirations. Tatum's rookie season was given a kickstart the moment Gordon Hayward went down, and it's safe to say that the Celtics did not think that they would have to rely on the 19-year-old Tatum so early on. If not for Ben Simmons, Tatum would be the early favorite for Rookie of the Year honors. Outside of their impressive play early on in their respective careers, the prevailing trait that Brown and Tatum seem to share is their maturity. I think it's 2 different roads traveled, Towns added. We had the opportunity to play right away, play and trying to find our way through our mistakes. Then we were able to learn on the fly by seeing what the right things were to do. With the Timberwolves at 24-16 and the Celtics at 32-10 at the moment, it's certainly interesting how both franchises have decided to develop their young lottery picks. As mentioned earlier, the Celtics own the NBA's best active win streak at 5 games. That will be put to the test this evening at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, where the Celtics will battle the Nets. The 15-23 Nets fought the Celtics to a 105-108 loss on New Year's Eve and have won 2 straight games to begin 2018, most recently with a 98-97 win against the Timberwolves on Wednesday. Despite missing Jeremy Lin for the season, as well as key off-season addition D'Angelo Russell, who has played in just 12 games this season, Kenny Atkinson has the pesky Nets 4 games out of a playoff berth in the Eastern Conference. The Nets may also be without DeMarre Carroll and Karis LeVert. The Celtics, on the other hand, will of course be without Hayward. Marcus Morris missed Friday's game against Minnesota, but appears to be set to suit up against Brooklyn. Stay tuned to after the game for Samuel Elias's post-game recap. Listen up, Hoops fans. Basketball season is back, and now that your favorite hardwood heroes have returned to action, it's time for you to put your fantasy knowledge to the test to win huge cash prizes every night playing one-day fantasy basketball at DraftKings.com. At DraftKings, there are so many ways to play. You can choose for public contests with huge cash prizes or private contests where you can compete against your friends. They've even got beginner and casual contests where you'll play against people of similar skill level. And of course, the best part, you get to draft a brand new team each day. Huge cash prizes and bragging rights await only at DraftKings. Use code CLNS at DraftKings.com to play free with your first deposit for your share of $10,000 in total prizes tonight. Don't wait. Use code CLNS at DraftKings.com now to choose your lineup. That's code CLNS only at DraftKings.com, the game inside the game. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details. To stay up to speed on the 17-time world champions, follow CLNS on Twitter at CLNS Media. Be sure to subscribe to the Celtics newsfeed both on iTunes and Stitcher, as well as the CLNS mobile podcast app. This has been Corey Prescott for Celtics Newsfeed.